You were gone for too long this time. You were gone. Something was different. You couldn't look at me. You couldn't say anything. You didn't laugh, not when I wore your sweater, not when I spilled water everywhere, and not when I told you every silly, crazy story I could think of. You were distant, and it was the first time I felt that from you, and it scared me. You were hiding something. It was destroying you from the inside out. There was no asking you, no way to find out. You were shut tight, and any little touch was like fire to you. You snapped back. You said things that left a scar. You yelled and screamed and shouted and left. The slamming of the door, the leaving me wide-eyed and terrified, the silence that followed your departure, it left me hollow and empty. It left me feeling as if our ending was staring at me. Surely you knew this wasn't foreign land to me. Surely you knew I'd been here before. Don't you remember your promise? That patchwork forever? I wanted to believe those fanciful words, those words that were sweet to my ears. But promises seemed so frivolous, so easily broken, disposable. Maybe you were right. Maybe our ending was down to a mere single digit. Maybe I drew us out for far too long. If this is true, why did I follow you home? Why do you keep coming back? You were gone for too long this time. You were gone. I wanted to give you flowers the next day. I wanted to. I almost did. I walked to the flower store. You know the one, it's the one on the corner of 5th and Main. It's the one you said your favourite uncle owned. The one you worked at on the weekends, the one you let yourself get lost in. Your uncle was kind. Blue-eyed like you, his laugh was the type you could trust. We spoke for a long time while he pruned rose bushes, made a bouquet of every flower in the universe. He said everyone in the world needed time, that it was in short supply. Those who had years and decades before them were wealthy and hopeful and young. He said that of all the people who needed it, you needed it the most. He said you were the poorest of all and I the richest. There was mourning in his voice when he told me how he raised you, how your parents died so long ago you never met them. He laughed and pulled out faded pictures of you and him in your old house. He spun a tale of a young boy, playing astronaut, pretending to be a pirate, scaling his uncle, the only Mount Everest he knew. He spoke of this boy full of love and hope and courage. He spoke of this boy who knew no fear, who never met a stranger, a boy who was the 8th wonder of the world. He said the boy grew up fearlessly, mastered every challenge flung his way, ran through every obstacle course set in his path. He said that boy, that fearless, wonderful, beautiful boy was still there, buried down deep inside of you. I never knew I wanted to be an archaeologist until now. I wanted to bring you flowers the next day. I wanted to. I found you at your favourite hill, the one that is silent and still and quiet. I found you. I came up behind you, saw you tearing up leaves and flowers, digging your nails into the dirt, whispering every curse at your being and sobbing. I became like your favorite hill, silent and still and quiet. I sat next to you and said nothing, but nothing is a speech sometimes, when you need it to be. The sun broke through the clouds and spilled light on your hair, spinning and twisting and enchanting. We watched the sun set far away, deep into the horizon, yawning and pulling on blankets of velvet purples, reds, and the deepest, darkest inky blue. I leaned into you for warmth, and your arm wrapped itself cautiously around my shoulders. It was a new feeling, being this close to you. I knew I found it then. I knew I found that elusive place, and I could stay here forever. I could live here forever. We didn't know what to say to fill the void. You started awkwardly, as sorry for all that you said and did, that you never meant to hurt me and that there was no excuse for what you did. Forgiveness comes easy when you speak as you do. We fell back into what I thought of as our normal. We talked of the house we wanted to build, of the family we wanted to put together, of all that forever meant. 4 walls, some windows and a door, a house. But with the both of us, it was a home. A home. I found you at your favorite hill, the one that is silent and still and